Hello, we are live. Let's do the Mira just dance. We are live. We are grateful. Dun. We are live. We are grateful. Dun. Welcome to my life. Mira just TV here. How's everybody doing? I hope you are waxing strong because I am also strong where I am. Today, our topic of discussion is super important. Guess what? Have you ever had a breakup in a relationship? Even if you haven't experienced, you might have known somebody who have gone through a breakup or who is experiencing a breakup. Or at times you don't choose to have a breakup. Nature also comes inside and give a breakup. The breakup that you least expected, the shockers of it all. Have you ever been in that situation? Today's life is for you. Come in, let's talk. Share your experiences. And if you haven't, please, come on, let's discuss about it. A breakup is always very destroying. But what makes it a great or good thing is that when you come out from the other side strong, more powerful, more experienced, and you know you're loved from your right, and you feel more like prepared for the next one, that's when you are known like you were successful. So, relationships are always good to have. You guys build a bond. You guys are connected emotionally. You guys share a lot of things together. Your body, your ideas, you name the rest. You always are with each other. And after building that relationship, that connection, that togetherness, and you've learned how to fight when there's down moments and learn how to be there for each other and to say that stop happening, it's a great loss. It's a great something that is ending in your life. And you won't tell me that you're not supposed to cry. You won't tell me that you're not supposed to be like saying, I wish. But in every situation, as you join in, anybody, if you love, just share for me. Share and comment. Welcome to my life. Let's chat about breakup in a relationship. And before we dash in, hey everybody, it's my birthday month. All the January bonds, I salute you and I say keep going. And if you're lucky, you want your picture to be shared on my page or my post, just inbox me your picture on your birthday, and guess what? It's gonna be put forward for people to celebrate you. Let's celebrate each other when we are alive and are able to. Please, it's very important. Okay, let's move back to our topic of discussion. Breakups. Breakups will come and feel that they want to break you. But you know what? You told them, you can't break me because I am stronger and tougher than you think. You may think you can break me, but you can't. How do you do it? When you have a breakup, most of the time it comes by surprise. The person had already break up with you a long time. And because you were still that in love, because you were seeing that person as your number one person, you were not seeing the flags. The person had already started distancing from you. The person had already been responding to your texts like with one word, yes or no. The person has already been giving you excuses as to why they are not calling and claiming that they are so busy. The flags have been there. But you know what? Don't blame yourself. Everybody, most people get to miss the flags, the red flags. Because you're dedicated to that relationship, because you're giving it your all, because you're doing what you want to do best and put your heart in it, you are not seeing the red flags. So don't ever blame yourself. They always happen. And at times you see the red flags and you want to believe that person because you build a trust in that person, and because you know that person can't really do that kind of a thing to you, and you just believe, okay honey, it was that busy, I can't imagine, during this time of the year when we're filing tax, during this time of the year when we're doing one thing or the other to close or do this, we are so busy, darling, I'm so sorry, I did this, they give those excuses. And because of trust that you build, the honesty that you want it in that relationship, you accept it. Yes, you do accept. So most of the time, 90% of relationships that break up always come to the other partner as a surprise. And it hits you really hard that you feel like this is the end of it all. But my sister, my brother, we've all been there. It's not chocolate. It's not a cup of tea or coffee to drink. It's painful. It hurts right deep in there. It's like you're being pierced in the heart. But because you are resilient, and because you are unbreakable, because you've been blessed, and because you can do things just because you can do them, you've been empowered. Hi, darling. You know how to maneuver over them and overcome them like ABC. You may cry. It's okay to cry. Lock yourself in the house and cry. But let that cry be a way to motivate you to keep going. Don't let that cry be there to put you down. You're just crying because you are hurt. Like every human being, you got to be hurt. If you are not hurting inside, I will tell you, you never loved that person. But if it's that person that you did love, you have to cry. And it's okay to cry. But when you cry, you get up. When you cry, you put on your shoes, put on your coat, and get out and say, I got this. And by so doing, you are turning your lemon to lemonade. You're turning your bad to good. You're turning that negativity to positivity. You're bringing optimism. You're saying, I got this. Don't put me down. Don't fit me in that box. Don't think that when you leave me, I will sit down there and be crying. I got no time. I got things to do. You've added oxygen to me. And with this oxygen, I am going. See you in the next level. I am going. Hi Marianne, you've just been added. The energy is there. And then you are ready to go. Yes. Always remember, you are capable. You can do this. Use that breakup as a motivation. Turn it around. Tell yourself, my day is good, darling. What about yours? Yeah, tell yourself that I want this. I can do this. Do you want to come on? If you want to come on, write it. I will bring you on. So, people, I'm just trying to say this because it's very important. Nobody will say they've not experienced a breakup. If you haven't, you must have a family hiatus. You must have a friend. You may have relative, somebody you know who knows somebody that has had a breakup. But why are we talking about breakup here today? We are saying that use that breakup as your energy, as positive energy. Use that breakup to tell yourself, I've got this. You know, all those things you've been procrastinating, this is that time to start doing them. You know that gym that you've said, oh no, no. Okay, what did Miriam say? She said, many people think that when you break up, your life has ended. Your life hasn't ended. It has just started. That's what we're trying to say here. When you have a breakup, don't say your life has ended. It's just a beginning. It's a kickstarter. It's oxygen. You know, when you feel like you're weak and then I think there and you feel like you're going down, 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 and somebody like gave you something and your energy is there. It's like you've added on energy drink or something to keep you going. First, you have to tell yourself, you are better than that. If that person had been saying, oh, you are so lazy, you don't bring something to the table, you have nothing to offer, you're just there to eat my money, spend my money, you don't know how to cook, you can't clean, I don't get anything from you apart from being in the bed, you have nothing to offer. Don't let those things keep you down and you sit there and say, oh, I am nothing, I am worthless. You are not worthless. They are not your God. They didn't create you. They are not in your brain. You are better. That is, use all those things that that person is telling you and say, I am brilliant. I have things to offer. If you weren't doing something, ask yourself, what can I start doing for my own self to pay my own bills so that somebody wouldn't tell me tomorrow, I have nothing to offer. You start doing that. You start looking for that thing that you have passion and you start putting your hand there and figuring out how you need to navigate it. Yes. If that person say, oh, you are so dirty, you are not clean, reflect on yourself. What are the things that you do that makes somebody to give you that tag that you're not clean, you're this? Look into it, and before you see, you will see that maybe you were doing certain things that were not. Research, go to the YouTube, go to Google it. How can you do to be better, to be clean, to this, and start doing things differently. Start doing things differently. So that when tomorrow, if by chance or somebody else see, not hoping to go back, remember, hold it and listen. Never you go back to your vomit. Never you go back to your vomit. Share if you can, my darling. Share, share, share. I like people who always share and are active on my page. You don't go unnoticed. I see that all the time. Please, it's very, very important. Don't say, oh, he called me a dirty this, he did this. Look into yourself and look, where are the things, where are the places that I may be dirty? Because there can be a little bit of truth in what that person said. Maybe they might have magnified it and make it big. Some women, they don't want to shower. Or after they do, or they don't want to do things that makes you look clean. So the person may say you're not clean. It's not that you're generally not clean, but there are some things that you're doing that are triggering them. Reflect on that. Work on yourself. Self-development is constant. It's not stagnant. Work on yourself and improve for your own self, for your own well-being, so you don't get to be called those names. Start involving. Change your circle of friends. If you have those friends that take you to places that are being tagged with certain kinds of names, and all your circle of friends is made up of all those people, you're not helping to develop yourself. Look for a friend who is higher than you so that you get to learn from that person. You don't get to sit down and say, oh, inferiority complex. No, step out of your comfort zone. Go look for a friend which you admire. Look for somebody who you admire and feel like you can learn from that person. Get closer to that person. Build relationship with that person. Be ready to learn and submit. Because you're not coming for competition. You're coming with the hope of self-development. Some people will say, show me your friend and I will know who you are. In most cases, you are with a friend. And when you realize the friend has bad influence or the friend takes you to bad circles of friends, move out of it. You are not compelled to have lots of friends. And you are not compelled to have friends. You make a decision following how you want your life to be. So, it's very important that we learn that you got to move on. You are better. You know more. You have been blessed. You have the tools in your hands. Get busy. Don't sit and cry on spilled milk. The milk has been spilled. He has said, I don't want you anymore. You move on. You know, when you buy a car and that car crashes and it's beyond repair, do you then sit there and be crying? Nope. You move on. You start working. If actually you need a car, you walk towards getting another car. Or if actually maybe you prioritize different things in your life, you have now different things, start working towards them. Don't sit and cry for unspilled milk. When you've eaten your cake, you can't have it back. You can only learn how to make a different cake so you can have a different cake, right? Don't sit and cry. Oh, after my 5 years of relationship, I put in my all. I did everything. And you start listing all the things that those are distractions. Listing all those things are distraction. Oh, he left me for my friend. Oh, she left me for my friend. Am I not this handsome? Am I not this beautiful? That is waste of time. You have time to, it's like a beginning, a new beginning for you. Maybe there were things that you were even seeing that were red flags, but you couldn't leave that relationship because you felt you have invested so much. This is that time to leave. Thank God and say, God, I appreciate you for making it happening now, not when I'm married and in that relationship. For you to make this happen now, that means you have a better plan for me. Always remember, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. But it's how you walk towards that light that you reach the end of the tunnel faster. But if you're that person who want to sit on one spot and be crying and be lamenting and be regurgitating, I did this, I did this, I did this, he's a suck away, she's a suck away, she's rendered me homeless, she's rendered me moneyless, you're wasting your time. That is time you have to plan. If you have to relocate. You have to relocate so that you focus. You be a new you. You have a new focus. You reprioritize the things that matter in your life and start going. You relocate. Yes. The red flags are always there, but we tend not to see. You relocate. If you have to change a trade, change a school, change an environment, change your way of dressing, change everything that is about you. To be a different you, to be a you who is all about you, to develop yourself, you do that. At times, it's good to change an environment. Because some people, when you're in a relationship with them, and when you leave them, and you guys break up, it's like they're still there wanting to torment your life. They always want to come where you are to show up. They show off. They always want to do the things, go to the places that you know you used to go with them. Stop going to those places. Change differently so that they wouldn't predict your movement. Change so that they wouldn't even predict what you will say because they think they know you too well. Let them realize that they didn't know you. You know, when they think that they will mock at you and laugh at you and you walk away And they'll say, wow, I can't believe, I thought he was gonna fight us. But show them you are capable. You are unstoppable. With your prioritizations, what do? You start learning a trade. It can take you a year. It can take you months. Focus on that thing that you put your mind on. Get busy. If it's business that you want to do, get busy. Put yourself busy so that the people anybody looking will see that you don't even have time. And when you're looking for other things, before you know, a different relationship will come without you even looking for a relationship. You stop focusing on that relationship aspect and focus on things that will make you feel happy other than relationship. Maybe your business. During that business trip that you'll be going places to buy your things, to sell your market product, before you know, you may even meet a man there who is also doing their own thing, and they would see and you will catch their attention. But you were going for business. You weren't going to look for a relationship. And maybe this person now will be different because he's seeing you from a different perspective, not what they've labeled you to be and not what they put you in a box to look like. You see? And before you know, you are reflecting, if you were that type that focus on food, because some women or some men, they like food. They eat as if their life is dependable on food. If you're that type, some people, they don't like that. Reduce it. And if you're that type, work on yourself. If it's for you to exercise 30 minutes a week, that's okay. It's for you to go for walks, that's okay. It's for you to start doing a reflection each day or each week about yourself, getting to know yourself, because at times we don't even know ourselves. We just keep following the crowds. We just keep following our friends. We just keep wanting to belong and not even knowing who we are. Take time to know who you really are. Take time to know and to decide where you're heading to. Take time to know and ask yourself, what are your prioritizations? In this life, at my age, what am I aiming at? What are my plans? You just don't sit, oh, I'm a beautiful girl, I've gone to school, I just graduated, I'll be looking for a job. You look for a job for 3 years and you keep looking for a job. Start doing something. Start a business. The degree is still in your pocket. You use what you learn from that degree on that business. And you don't know, through that business, you may get your dream job that you've been looking. Don't sit and keep depositing application. Start developing your own self. That's why you went for the university degree, so that you learn how to live and be industrious. Maybe tomorrow you will be the person employing people. But when you focus on, oh, I've been applying for 3 years, I don't have a job, so I don't know what to do again. This is all I know. No, you got your hands. You got your brain. You just have to figure out what to do. And that's what makes you, even if a man or a woman is treating you, because you're dependable on them, you can't open your mouth. Because you see all the red flags, you can't open your mouth. Because they pay your bills. They pay your rent. They give you upkeep money, all the dressing, all the shoes, all the suits, everything you get to wear, the body lotion that makes you shine, is their money. So when they have control, the power over you, they can say anything. They have seized your independence. They've seized your self-right. They've seized everything from you, and you're left with nothing. Because you choose to be lazy. That's how I call it. You choose to be lazy. And when that person that's taking care of you, is doing all those things to you, you know what they do? They can even bring a girlfriend in. Can you say a word? They can even cheat and even bring a boyfriend to their matrimonial bed or to your relationship bed. Can you say what? You can't. You know why? Because you bring nothing. You have nothing to offer. You have given up all your right. And you turn to be even a disappointment to those who sponsored you in school. Let them know, because you can't find a job, it doesn't mean you're going to be sitting idle. And all you got to do, you are just loitering around a man for everything and relying on a man to do everything for you. When they kick your bum and say they don't want you, that's where you want to, like, oh, you can't stop crying. But if you're doing something, if they kick you, you also kick them and say, go. By the way, I don't even need you. You're not worth my standard. And you keep going. Please, we are better. We've been gifted. We can do better. Don't let breakups put us down. It helps us to build our self-esteem. Let breakups be a motivator for our self-development, to have something to do. Let breakups be a motivator for us to find ourselves. We do reflection. You ask yourself question, who am I? What did God call me to do? What are the things that I've been doing from my calling? What are my talents? What can I do on this planet Earth to make a change? Do I need a big change or a small change? Little change. Change matter no matter how small. So ask yourself those questions. Know who you are. Because when you know who you are, you will start asking, what direction am I going? You will start figuring out your direction. What is my direction? Where am I heading to? You will know where you're heading. And when you know where you're heading, you also prepare yourself. Hi, Tema. You prepare yourself and you're ready for that journey. You can't go on a trip when you're not prepared. You can't go on a trip when you don't know what you're going to do on that trip. You have to get yourself ready and start going where you know you have something to offer. Don't sit and say, I got it, or you don't have it all put together. By the time you're not impacting change to others around you in life, anywhere you go, I tell you, you have done nothing. You could have the biggest job on the planet Earth. You could live in the biggest mansion. You could drive the most expensive car. But if you are not impacting change to other humans and you're just there to show off, you have a problem. You have a problem. Breakups are motivators. Breakups is like you're adding to your life. Don't waste your time crying, because breakups helps you to know yourself better. Breakups will help you to to heighten your standards. For that person to break up with you, they didn't know your self-worth. Somebody else who knows your self-worth will come for you. Breakups help us to know that in life there are ups and downs, and this is that moment of down. And you take it with grace, and you take it and turn it around, flip it around, multiply it around, and it brings you lemonade. Yes. Breakups, Annie, welcome. Breakups are worth having. I would tell you this. You may think it's a negative thing, but it's a reawakening process. There are a lot of people who have shared stories that they realized themselves after a breakup. I had this friend. She loved this boy. They were childhood friends. She loved that boy. They started from the primary school. So they've been childhood lovers until they were adults. So this girl was a little bit blessed and had access to money more than this guy. So this girl decided and even had to sell her inheritance to support this guy to further his education. She had to even sponsor this guy to Ghana to go and study. The guy was there, and this girl was back raising money and sponsoring, single-handedly sponsoring this guy. This guy was also brilliant. So he finished with a first class. And God being so kind, he had a job, a top high-paying job. And guess what? When he had this job, he stopped calling this girlfriend who had to drop from school to be sponsoring him. And he has made promises to this girl that when I finish, I will come back for you. We'll get married. And that time, we will figure out something that you will be doing. When he got this job, that girl was no more his class. He was now doing well. And that girl was now too old for him, too dirty to be his girlfriend, because she wasn't educated enough to meet his standards. Now he's thinking of standards. Now he forgot where he started from. He forgot how far he has gone. He forgot how this girl has been supporting him to be where he is. So this guy was now gallivanting, started following different girls in Ghana, and even blocked the girlfriend who sponsored him on all social media, blocked all access. This girl, after selling their inheritance and everything, he had to go and be squatting in a one room in a very degrading area. So she was going through this with the hope that when my man comes, I will smile. But the man never came. The man, after having that job, he had now classic women that he was going behind. And after a long, 2-3 years, this guy is coming back with a different girl to come and get married. And he came and even went and started introduction to the other girl's family. He had forgotten everything about this girl. And now I ask you this question. If you were this girl who gave up everything for this guy, with the hope, as he has promised, that when I promise mom, we'll get married, we'll start a life together. I appreciate you for all this. But when he forgets about you, will you sit there and be crying? Will you stop moving on? This girl, why in this house now? She started selling okrika. What is okrika? It's second-hand dresses. She's picking up her little pieces of life and trying to put them together. And guess what? This guy did not only abandon this girl, but had gotten this girl pregnant. So she was also single-handedly looking after a child that the guy got her pregnant for. But she said, I've got a man I have to support. She was single-handedly looking after this child while sponsoring this guy. And when this guy abandoned her, she kept going. She kept going. She kept going from selling her second-hand dresses. She get to the extent where she opened a restaurant where she was cooking food and selling. She never gave up. She kept moving on. And because when your door has closed, look for the slightest window, the smallest window, where there's a little bit of light. And before you know, the window will be open enough for you to be able to go out and start exploring. This lady never gave up. And guess what? When the guy went for the marriage, it didn't work out. People start contacting him and said, there is somebody you've offended. And then he had to go back to this girl. And guess what? He came and confessed that the girl was now too old for him. The girl was not his type of girl. The girl was no more beautiful. And the girl couldn't meet his standard. That's why he felt that he needs to block him everywhere. People, what a world. What a world. If you are this woman, will you accept this guy? If you are this woman, what will you do? Tell me in the comment section. So that's why I'm saying life. But she didn't stay there. Why I share this story is for you to see that with the breakup, she didn't sit down and be crying that I saw all my inheritance. I sponsored you from secondary school to the university and I sponsored you while in Ghana. Now, she did not sit down and cry. She cried, but she moved on. She started figure out, how can I make a living with a baby? She started selling the second-hand dresses. From there, she went to cooking food and selling. And she was still raising money so that she can go to the next step. Because those other things are just the means for you to raise your own money, raise your own capital, and head to the right direction. You can clean brooms if you can. You can sell firewood if you can. You can clean people's shoes if you can. You can make spa, do people's nails if you can. You can clean people's houses. You have to start somewhere. Start a cleaning job. Move from people to people and have a bucket full of cleaning detergent and say, I can clean your house for 2 hours, for 3 hours, and then you pay me. Before you see, you have some money in your pocket. Go walk around to people's door and ask for clothes to wash. You use your time, your hands, your energy, and you wash them. And people will pay you. You will raise money for yourself. Go to people's house and say, I can clean, I can be your house help. I can be your gate man. I can be your security guard. Apart from other things, God has blessed you with things that you can do. Don't sit there and say and cry. The breakup has happened. It has happened. Use it, as I said before, use it as a motivator. Use it as oxygen that has been put in you for you to function well. Use it as a kickstarter to go boom, 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 and then you grow. Use it as an energetic something that has come to give you a reason to move forward. Tell the people who think they can break you that they cannot break you. You cannot fit into their boxes. You cannot be what they want you to be because you are you. You know who you are and you know where you are heading to. You know of the song, I know who I am. Yes. I know who I am. That's what you say to yourself. I know where I'm heading to. Because I got somebody who got my back, who's going to lead me to that direction. Don't say you have nothing to lean back to. Everything happens for a reason. So use it wisely. And tomorrow you'll say, I am glad I had that breakup. Tomorrow you'll be telling your stories and say, the breakup was my stimulus. The breakup was my stimuli. The breakup was a reawakening that I don't belong in that grade. I don't belong in that class. My class has been elevated. The breakup was telling me that I set my standard too low, so I had to put up my standards. The breakup was telling me that I have a calling. Let me take to my calling. The breakup was telling you that you have a purpose, and now you figure out a purpose. People, what else can I say that you don't know? This is just a motivator to tell you, whatever comes to your life, whatever comes negative, turn it around. It can be a loss, a negative loss, the loss of your partner, your dear one that you've loved so much, but they had to pass on. You won't hold on to that. You will say, I loved you, but God took you away. So I'm going to be forwarding and move forward. And I pray, God give me somebody like you or better than you. You have to move on. Anything happens in your life for a reason. The God who created us, make sure He guards and protects us. And He will let things happen to us so that they make us stronger, so that they make us wiser, so that they make us have a stamina, so that if a stronger wind is coming, we are able to resist it. So thank you everybody for watching and listening. If you can comment each time you watch or when you watch this letter, I will appreciate, and we will appreciate your comments. Means a lot to us and other people watching. So thank you, and have a nice day. Love you all and stay blessed. I love you all.